Irish Guy, and Manchester United are back. Well, that's the narrative out there right now. People are suddenly treating Eric Ten Hag like the guy is a bald Brian Clough. You know, the same guy who failed a job interview at Tottenham due to being boring. And now he's proven himself to be some superstar coach, right? That this is the healthiest Man United have looked since Sir Alex Ferguson left. And I'm sorry, but are you sure? Ten Hag is doing a decent job, sure. But I mean, third in the league, in the Europa League round of 16, and are in a League Cup final. This is half the job Jose Mourinho did in 2017 when Manchester United won the League Cup and the Europa League in his debut season. I mean, to be fair, he also finished 6th, but how unlucky was that? They had 69 points. That's 3 points more than what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had when Man United finished 3rd in 2020. To be fair, okay, 15 draws in the league was a bit of a nonsense, but the following season, Man United won 25 league games and finished 2nd, while also reaching an FA Cup final. Honestly, lads, to me, Mourinho did a great job at Old Trafford. So to me, Ten Hag has a lot more work to do. Listen, the Dutchman is doing a decent job, but can everyone just realize how big a car crash this club were in last season? Don't underestimate just how damaging it was, leaving a managerial wet weasel like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in charge for so long. I mean, putting him as interim coach for a month would have been fine, but 3 years? It's like if you're stuck in a bathroom and have to saw off your leg, and instead of going to the doctor, choose to stick a plaster on it. Yeah, within 3 months, that leg stump is going to be an infected mess. Honestly, it'll just look like the inside of a cow. People didn't seem to notice when they were reaching European finals and finishing 2nd under Ollie. But honestly, last campaign was horrendous. Does nobody remember the 5 defeats in 7 league games? How about the fact they shipped 9 goals against Liverpool? The fact they conceded at least 4 goals in 6 games last season? They finished with just 2 more points than West Ham, with poor old Ralph Rangnick looking like a bewildered janitor who can't understand why the school canteen is filled with toilet piss. I mean, considering Michael Carrick has dragged Middlesbrough from championship relegation zone into 3rd in the league, there is an outside shout that Man United should have just given him the job until the end of the season last year. He's already shown in the last 6 months that he's probably more tactically sound than Solskjaer. Although, to be fair, that's not hard. I'll always maintain that man has got the managerial authority. Soggy Rice Krispies. Honestly, on the training ground, that guy is just Spiegel with a whistle. But listen, Ten Hag has done well, yes. But can we please just all calm down? The guy has you sitting 3rd in the league. You're 5 points off Arsenal. They have a game in hand. I suppose you're in an outside title race, which is absolutely mental to say considering back in August, you were 4-0 down at half time to Brentford. At the start of October, you travelled to the Etihad and conceded 6. It was only a couple of months ago you were getting beat up at Villa Park. So honestly, it feels weird to think that Manchester United are actually in a conversation for the title. But I suppose you are. So yes, Ten Hag has done well. But I'm just preparing you for the worst, because on Sunday, I know some Manchester United fans are gonna be drowning themselves in the Wembley toilets. If there's one thing this club hates, it's losing cup finals. The fact we're going on nearly 6 years since this club lifted any silverware, don't think that won't be eating away at the fans. It must be like a small hamster slowly nibbling away your insides. Manchester United fans don't have much time for the Europa League. I mean, it's a competition where Fulham and Middlesbrough have reached the final. It's a weird tournament which makes small clubs feel big. I'm sorry, but the competition is just strange. I mean, a year after winning the Champions League, AC Milan were competing against Portsmouth. 2 years before they finished bottom of the league, the likes of Clarence Seedorf, Kaká, Andrei Shevchenko and Ronaldinho were actually playing against Portsmouth just 5 years before they finished bottom of League One. This is a strange competition. It's just a weird tournament which gives us strange ties that we would normally never see. Like, whoever thought that we would see Fulham beating Juventus 4-1. It's just weird. I mean, it's a bit like speed dating in the middle of Los Angeles. Sure, you could have a Hollywood A-lister like Angelina Jolie being forced to share a cup of tea and a pie with some homeless guy who sleeps underneath a bridge and he uses dead rats to brush his teeth. I mean, that's 10 years ago. We were minutes away from a Europa League final between Rafa Benitez and Alan Pardew. Yeah, no, that was a normal FA Cup final in 2006. But to see Chelsea take on Newcastle in Amsterdam would have been weird to watch. A bit like walking in on your cousin French kissing the dog. But still, despite this being an absolutely nutty competition, even still, Manchester United fans would have been fuming to have lost out on penalties to Villarreal 18 months ago. It doesn't matter that this is a lowly competition that easily feature teams like Birmingham and Stoke. This is a club who will not accept losing finals. Compare that with Newcastle United. There's no pressure on their shoulders this weekend. It's just pure, unadulterated excitement. This is a club who have not won anything since 1969, which was weirdly the Europa League, back then called the Carabao Cup. Yeah, and Newcastle scored 6 in that final against something called Uzbekistan Docha, which just sounds like a Polish brand of creatine. Newcastle haven't won anything since then, well, other than the Intertoto Cup and the Championship. But any regular Premier League club gloating about winning the Championship, it would be a bit like me framing the fact that I won an egg and spoon race against a bunch of old men in wheelchairs. Anyway, just a quick interruption to let you know to subscribe. If you want to see more content like this, then hit that big fat red button. Go on, I'll wait. 3, 2, 1. Well done! Anyway, also letting you know that this video is sponsored by Surfshark. Again, lads, you've seen me mention them once, twice, 1,000 times, but that's just in case you've been living under a rock with socks stuffed in your ears. In case you've been kept captive by your uncle in a box, then I will let you know that it's a VPN. And one of the best things about Surfshark is their data protection services, making sure that my private messages, photos, and videos are protected. So no longer will creepy old women on the bus be able to steal photos of my cat taking a wee. My favorite thing about Surfshark is that you can change your location on Netflix. I mean, no longer will the US Netflix be a mythical land that we will never know. I bet they're so advanced over there, they probably show films that haven't even been invented yet. Like A Bug's Life 2. I'll be kidding, it's probably just 9 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. But lad, you can use Surfshark across as many devices as you like. It's got more features like Alert, which notifies you when your personal info is being leaked online. Anyway, Surfshark are giving everyone watching this video 83% off and 3 months free when you use the code irishguy10. So honestly lads, link in the description. Go now! Back into the video. I know they're gonna have to play with a German model in nets. I realize that right now, Loris Karius not only has butterflies in his stomach, but he's probably gonna spend this night violently vomiting chicken in a bin. This must be terrifying for him. Everyone knows him for one thing and one thing only. That Champions League final mess. The poor guy, when he goes out in public, he probably can't look anyone in the eye. I mean, it would be less embarrassing if he'd been exposed for being some creepy hipster who likes to spend 6 hours a day googling photos of Piers Morgan's bum. If the Sun had revealed that he was actually just some weird guy who suffocates puppies in the tub, I actually think he'd probably feel less ashamed, because this is a man who prides himself on being a professional footballer. That's his identity, but because of Real Madrid, the man is just a blondie joke. Honestly, his reputation is so in the mud. There's probably some disbelieving Geordies who probably prefer Scarlett Johansson in the net. But the more I think about it, I actually think Karius is gonna have the best day of his life. There is a good goalkeeper buried inside his tormented body somewhere. I mean, it would be easy to just sit here and destroy the guy. I mean, he hasn't played a single game in 2 years. Everyone has decided he's got the reflexes of burnt lasagna. But there was a good goalie in there somewhere. Sure, he messed up in the Champions League final, but guess what? He was in the Champions League final. Can David De Gea ever say that? That 17th season ended awful, but it was actually the best season of his career. Nobody remembers that for Liverpool, he actually kept 16 clean sheets in 33 games that season. Nearly half the games he played, he did not even concede. 6 of those clean sheets were in the Champions League. He played in 3 wins against Man City. You know, the season they collected 100 points. He's not just some German dustbin who should be playing for Burton Albion in League One. I think we're about to witness the ultimate redemption story. All this guy needs is a chance. I mean, has he really been given that? He only played 4 Bundesliga games for Union Berlin, and he only conceded twice. He didn't do anything wrong. It would be easy to say that Marcus Rashford will sting him with an early strike that will slap through his rusty fingers and into the net. It would be easy to predict that Karius is going to look like a terrified pigeon for an hour and a half, but lads, lightning does not strike twice. What are the odds of one goalkeeper having 2 high-profile nightmare finals 5 years apart? No! At first I thought, yeah, the sight of Karius in a Newcastle shirt is a Geordie disaster. Because, I mean, the guy's a football zombie. Someone who's only given, what, half a game against Al Hilal in December? And that's pretty much it. He's just a part-time goalie who probably makes more money on Instagram, right? But I think the whole vibe with Newcastle United right now, they're going to want this trophy more. There is a massive collective gatherness in this camp. The whole city is literally craving silverware. They want it more than anything else. For Man United fans, this trophy is literally their 4th priority. But I mean, for the Geordies, I know people who probably happily give up their mum for adoption if it guaranteed them the cup. Newcastle, I know they're in patchy form, yes, and they've only won once in the league since December, but that doesn't matter. This is a cup final. Form goes out the window. It doesn't matter. I mean, go back to 2021 and Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel lost 3 games in May. Still won the Champions League final at the end of the month. Newcastle are going to want to win this more than Man United. I'm telling you now, Newcastle United are lifting this trophy. I have this picture in my head. Jamal Lascelles, someone who just looks like a muscly teddy bear, he's going to be holding this trophy above his head, which will be incredible for him, considering this rusty centre back has just spent all season eating toast and picking his armpits on the couch. But Eric Ten Hag is about to taste his first real failure at Old Trafford, so just be prepared. Man United fans, he is doing a good job. Remember this. So you don't suddenly toss your toys out of the pram and you don't scream for him to be sacked on Talk Sport. But Manchester United are losing this match. I'm convinced of it. This is going to be the redemption arc of Karius' career. He's going to be an absolute football monster on the day. Just you wait. He's going to have one incredible moment. He might save a Bruno Fernandes penalty, or maybe make a sprawling save to tip a Rashford top corner shot over the bar. I'm telling you now, I am so confident we'll make a deal. If Karius makes a high-profile blunder, a huge error leading to a goal, then I will do an entire video cover from head to toe in mud. I will literally be in the mud. But yeah, I mean, someone like Carl Darlow must feel absolutely sick. He's had no loan deal since his Newcastle debut in 2015. He's just been kept around the club like a moldy pair of shoes for 8 years. And yet he finally gets a loan move away to Hull to go out and play. And because of that, he misses the chance to represent Newcastle in a cup final. This guy must be absolutely hating his life. I know he looks like a baby-faced child, but he's only 33 years of age. This would have been the pinnacle of his career and a reward for spending 8 years on the Newcastle bench. And yet instead, he's spending this weekend playing Bristol City away. But I'm telling you lads, this is Karius' moment. And Newcastle are winning the Carabao Cup final. Come back to this on Sunday afternoon and I promise you, I will look like a genius. Newcastle are winning the cup and Karius is going to be man of the match. Anyway, that's what it is. Let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen in the Carabao Cup final match? Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give a like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while.